Bro, I lost $1,150 in just 2 days. All I see is red at this point. There's no green days. All I see is red the past 2 days. And just entering a drawdown phase, right? Consecutive losses, consecutive red days. I just want to talk about how to manage this, right? And it's going to be a simple 4-step process about what I do. So the first thing is going to be immediate response. Once I take my first losing trade or close my first red day, what's my immediate response? How do I react to it? How do I respond to it? How do I perceive these losses, right? The second thing is going to be, what kind of loss was it? Was this probabilities based or was this possibility based? Check my previous video that I dropped last night, pretty much talking about how probability is based on executing your system properly, right? You did everything you were supposed to do, but due to the fact that no trading system is 100%, you just lost due to probabilities. It wasn't your fault. It just didn't plan out. Or was it possibilities? Was it emotional? Was it irrational? Did you do whatever the fuck you wanted to do? And did you think in possibilities like I could possibly make this much money, and you didn't stick to your plan and then you incurred a loss? The third thing is going to be risk adjustment. Okay. So how did you adjust your risk after the first loss? Did you size up on the next trade trying to get your money back? Right. Did you over leverage? Did you maintain the same risk? Right. Like every single trade, was it the same risk according to your trading plan? Or did you size down the deeper that you went into drawdown? That's the third thing. And then the fourth, and one of the most important things, is the mental reset ritual. What did you do to get your mind back right after the trading session has closed and you're pissed, you feel cheated, you feel robbed? How do you come back to reality and realize that your life is really not that bad? Right? Like, what do you do? Okay, so let's hop onto the charts here, and I'm going to talk about each one of my losses. And I reviewed the charts before I got on here, and I can't remember the third trade that I took, but just know that I took 3 losses, averaging around $233 per loss, which is not bad. $233 per loss is not bad at all. All right. So the first trade, if you don't know, I do the same fundamental thing. Look at my trade recaps. I do a 2-minute opening range, wait for a sweep, wait for a divergence. After that, my entry model, my profit target is going to be a 2R, and then my stop loss is going to be below the sweep or below the impulse candle leading up to my entry model. Okay. So right here, we got the opening range. We went past London highs, swept London highs, came back lower, got this nice little divergence, a failure to go lower. Now I'm looking for my entry model. Okay. So my entry model, I thought, formed right here. I do like a nice little double bottom, 2 legs down at the break of the neckline. I enter and go long right here, put my stop loss at the lower day at the divergence, right? The bottom of that divergence. And we're going for a 2R. I'm going all the way up here. I'm going for the gold, and got stopped out immediately. And the thing about losers is that your losers should always be quick. That's good. That's a good loss if they're quick and they just go ahead and take you out, right? And your winners, you should let those run. Those should last at least 2 times longer than your losers. Okay. So I got stopped out, $233 loss on average. So that was the first trade. What was my immediate response? I was a little confused because it's very unlikely for me to lose trades where there's a divergence or a sweep. We get a nice little push up, right? And then my entry model formed. Normally that goes. Like I rarely lose those. But hindsight, as I'm looking, I noticed something funky about my entry model. This downtrend took out a lot of this uptrend, like this little push up. This downtrend took out majority of it. That I never encountered, in my back testing session or in a live session. So I think that that's something that I can add to as an invalidation point for my entry model, just like a $233 lesson, right? So I learned that normally my entry models are something like this. Boom, boop, boop, boop. At the break of the neckline, I will enter, and then we go for a 2R. It normally looks like that. We don't normally go down this low. So I'll keep that in mind for next time. Now, the second trade, I just knew this was going to fly, right? Same thesis, same concept, same fundamental foundation to my setup. Nice little divergence, failure to go lower. Look at this nice wick, buying pressure. I get my entry model right here. We go long at the break of the neckline. 2R at the bottom. Stop loss at the bottom of the pivot. We're going for a 2R. We get to 50% of the way to my PT and come crashing straight down. So after that, that's when I felt robbed. That's when I felt cheated. That's when the emotion started to come in, because I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Back to back. At the moment, I didn't recognize this invalidation signal where, we pretty much took out this trend right here. I didn't recognize that. I thought that this was just, I failed. I thought it was a probabilities based loss. Cool, whatever. Go to the next one. And then I'm like, damn, 2 probability based losses? Okay. Right? Like, I don't think that should really happen. My system doesn't really fail back to back like that. Like, I have a pretty decent win rate. The third trade, I don't remember exactly what I did, but I lost that one as well. After that, I went ahead and locked myself out. So I'm on Top Step X. Any type of Project X platform, the Project X platform, you can find in a lot of different prop firms. Go to projectx.com, and up here you'll see where it says Lockout Personal. When it says personal, that means I voluntarily did it. So normally in this spot, there's an exclamation mark that you can click, and then you can pretty much lock yourself out for however long you want within 24 hours. So that's very clutch. Okay, another good feature that it has is risk settings, where you can do your personal daily loss limit. So it'll lock you out once you lose a certain amount of money, and then personal daily profit target, which will lock you out as soon as you make a certain amount of money, right? So it pretty much protects you from yourself, because once we have a profitable system, we are now the weakest part of our trading plan. All right. So, my immediate responses, right? Those were 2 probability-based losses. I don't think that was my fault. I did what I could with that. Okay, so it wasn't a possibility-based loss. It wasn't emotional. It wasn't anything that I did. As far as risk adjustments on step 3, I kept the same risk every single trade. If anything, I was willing to add once I got more confirmation, right? And then the last step is, how did I reset after today? Okay, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I punched my desk a few times. I did. I dropped a few screws. And I don't necessarily advise anybody to do it, but I'd rather you do that than go back on the charts and try to revenge trade, right? And after I hit the desk a few times, I actually got some water, and I went out into my living room and I relaxed and I chilled, right? Because at the end of the day, yeah, it sucks to lose your trades, but life is beyond trading. Like, you're good. Okay. So I just wanted to give you that. If you want to check out my losses live, I put the video of today's trade in the description below. I go live every single morning. Well, actually Monday through Thursday. And, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell to be notified whenever we hop on 9:30 Eastern time when New York session open, and I'll see you there.